And the thing is, Mockito is, as far as I know, able to mock real classes too, but only if they have a default constructor, or you can somehow magically pass in some stuff. But I'm not sure I really want to do that. No, I don't think I want to do that. So the simplest thing I can think of is to extract an interface from this universe class and to use that to mock away the actual universe implementation. So the problem I see here right now is that I would like to call this interface also universe, because the interface is kind of representing the abstract notion of a universe in the sense of the Conway's game of life. Problem is that if I call the interface universe, I have a name conflict with its implementation, which is currently also called universe here, and I always hate name conflicts. So the question is what to do about this, how to resolve this name conflict. And since I think universe is the right name for the interface, the question is, can I give a more specific name to this universe implementation I created here actually sometime over a year ago. And in order to figure that out, because I don't have an idea from the top of my head, I would like to have a look at how this interface is going to look like. Because the interface is actually going to represent kind of the contract of a universe in the sense of Conway's game of life. And then with having that contract in mind, I think, or I guess, I hope, I can figure out what's specific to this Conway's game of life implementation, universe implementation I have here already, and use that gain knowledge to create or to derive a better name for the class implementation. So let's see, what's going to be part of that interface is definitely the update method, because as we already discussed, this is the thing I want to verify gets called on the universe once every round from my game adapter. I probably also want to have the getState method on this interface, because that's the only way for me to actually request the current game's or the current universe's state in order to, for example, display it on some UI. So I guess the two public methods of this class are going to be part of the interface. Let's have a look at the contract these methods actually bring with them. So getState says, I am a universe, and whenever you call getState, I'm going to return my current state, so the current state of the universe you're dealing with, encoded as a matrix of cell state instances. This is pretty easy. The contract of the update method is, I'm a universe, I'm in some state, and whenever you invoke update on me, I'm going to advance my current state into the next state by updating every cell according to the rules of Conway's game of life. And this implies that when you call getState after invoking update, my state will have changed, so I will return the new state. And I think that the thing that is actually specific to this universe implementation that is actually specific to this universe implementation we have here, it is that it implements the original rules of the Conway's game of life. So the contract of the universe doesn't really specify or contain which kind of rules are applied to update the universe's state. The update method just says, invoke me and I'm going to update my state according to the rules. Don't bother what these rules actually are, but be assured that when you call getState after invoking update, you will get the new state back. Which means I could actually think of changing the rules of Conway's Game of Life, thereby creating another implementation of the universe interface, which updates the universe state according to different laws. Yeah, period. So I think that's the lead I wanted to have. So I'm going to rename this universe to be called Original Game of Life Universe. I'm not exactly satisfied with the term original because I'm actually not entirely sure that the implementation I picked here from Wikipedia last year is the original implementation or the original set of rules, but I'm going to stay with that name for now until I come up with some better name for the actual rule set I used to implement here. Okay, so now, whoops, sorry. Now I can actually extract the interface I wanted, call it universe, add the two methods to it I wanted to have, and hit OK. Now something created strange non-Java doc comments for me, which I really don't want to have, so I'm going to throw these out again. I have an interface now. I have a new name for my Game of Life, and it even renamed the Conway's Game of Life or the universe test for me to Original Game of Life Universe Test. It's a bit lengthy name, but as I said, as far as I can come up with or as long as I can come up with a better name for the rule set I actually implemented in that universe implementation, I'm going to stay with that name. If you have suggestions, if you have knowledge about different rule sets of the Conway's Game of Life, feel free to post me, to send me a message to help me out here so that I can maybe add a better name to this class in one of the next episodes. For now, let's return to our test, which should now actually be able to create a mock of the universe class, which means I can create an implementation of the Game of Life, or I can finally create the Game of Life instance in source main Java, Game of Life, and this one's now going to implement the game interface. Let's see, can I do this? It appears I can. Add unimplemented methods. Okay, so now I have a Game of Life adapter, which implements the game interface with no input handler, because the Game of Life has no input. Which means that I'm only missing the constructor here, which takes the universe, in order to make this line of code compile. Nice. So the next thing now is this update method, which is actually taking an argument, and which I will pass the value null because it's the only value I can pass for the void type. And then we have to look for this assertion down here, which now actually boils down to verify that universe dot how is it called, update has been invoked. Okay, so this is my test. This should now compile, and let's see what happens if I run it. It fails because of an unsupported major minor version problem, which is because my game loop implementation is based on Java 1.8, while my Conway's Game of Life implementation is based on Java 1.7. So I'm going to have to do a little update here to the compiler configuration. Does that work out of the box? Probably have to update the Maven. Where's that one? Update projects here. Game of Life. Whoop. Let's see, now we have Java SE 1.8 here. And now I should be finally able to run the test. Is that right? Yeah. Wanted but not invoked universe update, which kind of makes sense because I did not implement anything in the Game of Life class here so far. First thing I have to do in order to make this thing pass is actually assign the universe to a field, and then I have to, in the update method, actually invoke the update method on that universe. Update. Save. And rerun test. Test passes. First part of my game adapter is implemented and tested. Nice.